Hi, this is Dave Paquin, the founder of Education Stat. Thank you for joining us for this brief presentation today on patient education and the opportunities that Education Stat offers to people in the education business. In patient education, we know there's some very important reasons why to have a robust patient education platform. It leads to improved compliance and better outcomes for patients. That can lead to reduced readmissions, reduced penalties, time savings for everyone involved, and happier patients. And when we look at the many different components of online training and patient education, there's quite a few. And Education Stat created a platform that allows us to incorporate the most important fundamental concepts of online training, and particularly as it suits patient education. When we use an online training system, we can delegate more responsibilities to support staff and get patients to train online. We begin to education patients with every encounter, from admissions to discharge. We can find out what the patient already knows, and we can correct any misinformation. That's the advantage of an online interactive patient education platform. And using this online education system, we can give the patient information in their own terms and use visual aids to make our point. As they understand the process and the plan and the next lesson, it's all about the customized training program for each of them. So let's take a look at some specific applications for online patient education. Technology changes everything. Online access now is essentially universal. Over 95% of all households now have internet access. So we can take advantage of technology, and we can drop the folders in the paper, or certainly start reducing their supply, and give patients 24/7 access to the information that they need. And online patient education eliminates three of the biggest challenges that we see in the world of patient education. And these three challenges that we can help overcome, first, is limited staff resources. And when we look at the regular flow of patients going through a healthcare system, there's very little time to deal with extra projects, and education has always been considered to be one of those. So when we create online education, we do it in mind with the clinicians and patient flow and how that works. And secondly, as a limiting factor, is availability of educators and availability of facilities. And obviously with online education, those no longer become an issue. The next one is changing education needs. Care procedures are dynamic, they're not static. Things change in the world of healthcare every single day, and we can find better ways to deliver education and, more importantly, appropriate information to deliver to patients every single day. And of course, there's a rapidly changing patient demographics, from aging boomers to all of the different demographics that are occurring within the world of healthcare today. And finally, is rapid response to emergencies, and not emergencies in the classic sense, but emergencies where we have a need to provide a certain type of education to a certain group very quickly, and we urgently need that. And online education can allow us to do that. And finally is reactive versus proactive patient care. We know that each patient learns at their own speed, and they have their own questions. And questions, by the way, arise frequently after their appointment. So people want to have the ability to be able to go and learn at their own speed and ask questions at their own speed. And frequently their caregiver can be their coach, and they can use all of the tools that he or she can get while they're working with their patient pre or post procedure. When we look at the different types of courses that can be offered online, they can fall into a number of categories. But three sample categories, as an example, in primary online courses are procedure preparation, chronic disease management, and community health. And of course, there's quite a few more. In procedure preparation, we can triple our patient's learning curve before their procedure, right down to the individual patient level. Everything from medications to avoid and foods to avoid, medications that they should be using or not using prior to the procedure, the role of their coach, and their caregiver throughout this healthcare procedure, what to wear on the day of the procedure, what to expect upon arrival, how to maximize the recovery process, and what to do in case of unexpected results. Entire courses can be developed just around this framework. They can be 15 or 20 minutes that can save the patient a ton of grief prior to or post procedure. In the area of chronic disease management, this is actually the fastest growing segment that's requiring access to ongoing education. And when we look at chronic disease management, there's quite a few areas, but we initially look at things like the symptoms and risks associated with that particular disease state, dietary restrictions, quality of life and improvement aids, planning, community involvement, medications are all part of this broad category called chronic disease management. And we can develop courses, obviously, in each of those and offer those out to a community. And then finally is community health. The economics of online training allows for cost-effective community health education that includes smoking cessation, wellness, stress reduction, weight loss, proper nutrition, safety training, avoiding home accidents. You can see there's a lot of programs that apply specifically to community health. When you're looking at effective training, particularly online training, there's some very important components to it that Education Stat has created. Online training is the new go-to solution for many organizations for some pretty obvious reasons. Number one, it's far more economic and affordable than any other training by a long shot that can be offered out to patients or to your community. And training can be created to provide consistent quality that measures up to that of your healthcare system. We can have automated enrollment, report and analytics from everyone that's going to the courses, and provide a broad platform that is an online learning management system. The learners, on the other hand, have a tremendous amount of flexibility and convenience that when they can attend a course. They're looking at that course through interactive audio and visuals designed specifically for the course itself to make the learning process enjoyable. The focus is very much on learning and retention. I'm going to share some interesting information with you about that right now. And then finally, is we can offer online certifications to anyone who attends the course. And when you look at the learning pyramid, the average student retention rates are low if we're looking at a lecture or reading. Those are the two primary ways that we're doing patient education today, versus online training, which takes us down into the areas of discussion and practice doing. It takes us into that 75%, in some cases even to 90% more retention rates. So when we're doing online interactive training, it's exponentially better than what we can do if we do traditional classroom training. The benefits of personalized online training can be summarized in these. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, improved compliance and improved outcomes, substantially lower cost, universally available to all patients. The data is available to the healthcare organizations offering the course, and we have control of all of the processes. So we can create course libraries. We have a learning and performance engine and support services. They're all part of your online learning management system. And using Education Stat, we founded the company with a clear mission to make online training affordable and easily available across a wide range of industries, most specifically dedicated to healthcare. And when we look at Education Stat, we first start off by looking at the course goals and time requirements. So we create courses specifically to the application, what that might be. We collaborate with our customers, the healthcare systems. It could be the clinicians, the current educators on the content for the courses to be provided. The client determines the need for any tests or quizzes. How much interaction do we want to have with the student? Education Stat then creates the course. As I mentioned earlier, it could be multimedia, student interactive. The client, the customer, then reviews the developed course, and then we deploy. Education Stat will host and deliver the course to the students. And Education Stat provides real-time reports to the client on all course activity. So how many people have attended it, how many people graduated, the scores they received, and so forth. So the key questions to ask in looking at your training is, are you currently offering any online training? And are you planning on moving any classroom training online? Or do you have any new products or services being announced? Are there any new health goals or metrics set for your organization? If the answer to any of those questions is yes, then certainly we should be looking at online training as an option for you. And you'll see that Education Stat is one of the fastest, easiest, and certainly the least expensive ways of getting there. Because we focus on rapid creation of online courses. We'll work with you on your subject matter experts to quickly design, develop the online training courses that are appropriate for your organizations and your patients. We can do that via phone interviews with your staff. We can create interactive presentations with quizzes, launch your course using our learning management system, all within just a few weeks. And this includes, by the way, several opportunities for you to review the program and identify edits. During the life of a course, we rarely find that a course is completely static or dynamic, and so courses can be updated on an ongoing real-time basis at no additional cost. And here's how it works. Working with you, we review your course goals and your time requirements. We collaborate with you and the subject matter experts that you have on your content. Once again, determine the need for any tests or quizzes. We then create the course. This online course, multimedia, student interactive. It can be a 10-minute course, it could be a 30-minute course taken from any location, or it could be a group of courses. You review that developed course. We then host and deliver that to your students, and we give you real-time reports on all course activity. An interesting option is developing your own university. So courses may be maintained or updated anytime, as I've mentioned, and you own all of those courses on a perpetual basis. You can continue to add to those. You own all the content and the training materials. You can manage student enrollment and all reports, and you can issue certifications to people who complete courses. So it's a complete online course management system, reporting administration, as well as compliance management. Taking it a step further, we can actually create your education university. We can create a course login page that matches the hospital brand or your healthcare system's brand, including your logo and colors. This login page can have multiple courses on it. An actual URL can be set up for your education homepage. As an example, your healthcare's name, followed by onlinetraining.com. We have real-time accessibility to all participant data for people going through these courses. Course material can include video, interviews with clinicians, surgeons, quizzes, health graduation certificates. As videos are becoming a lot more frequently used, and you can see the power of, as an example, if we had a short interview with a surgeon, does orthopedic surgery, or with a cardiovascular surgeon, that could give people the peace of mind and be part of the interview or the course that someone reviews prior to a procedure. And using online education, by the way, is a powerful digital strategy to engage the community with your brand. So it's just another way to reach out to the community with an online offering and taking your healthcare system online. So getting started is easy. You can contact us via email, text, or call. We'll provide you with an exact plan for your courses. And by the way, if you're looking at any courses in 2019 and early 2019, certainly now is the time to talk about that. And courses developed and deployed in record time. Here's our contact information. Again, this is Dave Packlin. That's Dave at educationstat.com. And Shane Scott. Shane is our Vice President of Business Development. That's Shane's contact information as well. Thank you very much for listening to this brief presentation, and we look forward to speaking with you in the near future.